Today we're going to be talking about how to make your game better. I've learned so many things about running the game online that probably has made my life a lot better, so I'm going to share those with you right now. The first thing is audio. So when it comes to audio, the biggest thing that I can say is consider getting a separate microphone. You probably noticed from my streams and my YouTube videos is that I use this $100 USB microphone, a Blue Yeti. I love this microphone. I've been using it for a very, very long time. However, I actually don't recommend it. It actually has some features that I don't actually use. So what I would recommend is getting what is called the Blue Snowball. It's roughly a $20 microphone. That's what I bought it for the time I got it. I'm pretty sure the price has stayed the same. You could also get a headset with a separate microphone. That'll work too. The reason why I say this is because of something called polar patterns. Polar patterns, especially the cardioid polar pattern, since I'm very close to the microphone, all of the excessive sound that is coming from the opposite sides of the microphone is actually not being recorded. Polar patterns might not be the one fix to your problem. However, it will definitely help. And the Blue Snowball has a built-in cardioid pattern. You can't change the pattern. It's a lot cheaper than a $100 microphone. Definitely use headphones. Headset people get a 2-in-1 package deal, but the worst thing that you want is to have things such as your laptop fans or your computer fans or your audio that is coming out from your laptop going back into the microphone, creating this sort of echo chamber. Nobody wants to hear that. Everybody hates the sound of that, and definitely getting a separate microphone and headphones is definitely a good idea. The last thing I will say about audio, because I could talk about audio for a very long time, but I recommend considering the acoustics of your environment. You could probably hear, because I'm playing in a very empty room, you can probably hear some background noise, which is kind of out of my control. You're gonna sound different playing in a large empty room like I am versus playing in something like a closet or a bedroom. It's sort of like that shower effect, the acoustics of singing in the shower. It's a completely different sound, and you probably know what I'm talking about, especially those who sing in the shower. So the next thing that I'm gonna talk about that will definitely improve your online D&D game is lighting. And now the reason why I say lighting instead of better video is because you can make a video look really good by manipulating lighting. Okay, let me put it straight. Your friends want to see you and your beautiful face. They can't do that if you are blending into the pitch black void that is behind you. Especially if you're a dungeon master, you're going to be presenting, you want to be visible to everybody, you want to be expressive, so do that by lighting yourself up. So the last thing I'll say about lighting that I do recommend is that if you're playing during the day, consider playing next to a window. Natural light is the best light because it's free. We like free here. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the virtual tabletop, because this is probably the most daunting task that I've ever had when it comes to playing D&D online. That's because unlike in playing in person where I can just draw a few squares and pick up a mini, I actually have to spend a lot of time scrolling through tokens, trying to get the right tool set to draw the right shapes. What I recommend is pre-made template maps. You can find these on Reddit. You can also make them yourself if you do so wish, but consider looking at where your game is heading. Say you're playing in a city. You want to have maybe 2 or 3 pre-made maps of the city where there may or may not be encounters. And you can do this with dungeons, you can do this with wilderness or mountains or whatever, but having these different locations means that you can reuse them, and then all you would have to do is just drag and drop the tokens that you want and then set your stats. And you can even hide those tokens into the GM layer. Also, the last thing I'll say about tokens is consider buying your tokens. Paying for tokens is a good idea, especially if you're having a longer campaign. Those are the main people that I'm recommending this to, there's a disconnect between playing in person and playing online. And I think that comes with just the energy of the room. Your tokens are pretty much the same as other tokens, basically. The generic ones have the same, size to them, and they even have the same weapons. They're just, the colors have changed. If you want a little bit of extra spice, I highly recommend getting those miniatures. There's amazing artists out there, digital artists that you can definitely approach if maybe some of them are open to commissions. I don't know, but I definitely recommend getting these miniatures for your players. If you enjoy this video, let me know by hitting the like button. Liking the video helps me out a lot, lets me know what kind of content I should put on this YouTube channel. If you do so desire, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. I stream D&D every single week on this YouTube channel. And as always, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
I love it, Francis. I really do.
Yeah.
I just have to wait for Soma to appear, and then everything will be complete.
Don't worry. That'll come after the beach episode.
Okay.
The final boss of the beach episode, win a cook-off against Soma and Sanji.